10th International Yoga Day. And I also wish you all a very healthy life with yoga and Ayurveda, of course. Yoga and Ayurveda has always been going hand in hand since ancient times, since centuries. And the reason is also the same because both of them share the same, concepts of health, dosh, dhatu, mala, rajatama gun, sattva gun. And with this, yoga has a yoga has specific aim, that is moksha, or to attain spiritual enlightenment. Also, Ayurveda, the purpose of Ayurveda is to bless everyone with health. Now, you cannot practice your spiritual practices, or you cannot attain moksha or spiritual enlightenment unless you are healthy or unless you are fit to do it. And this is the reason, since time being, yoga and Ayurveda have always been come together. Now, on this is a special day because since last 10 years, everyone is celebrating this day. And when Shivani told me that we have to talk about movement, and she came up with this concept that movement is meditation. I was very surprised. I was really glad to know this concept because, this can be the new normal with ease of our life that we are living, and with all the pleasures that we are experiencing, with all the comfort, most of many of us are succumbed to sedentary lifestyle. And then there is a need that we need that push so that we can move and we can come into action physically and mentally. And so that is going to be meditation. And it is always like Ayurveda is always like telling us that you should be one with the nature. Even yoga proposes the same. And being one with the nature is like being one with the divine, like being one, like carrying yourself or going with the flow, continuing yourself with the flow of the nature. And that is what you can do like that is how you can attain your health, you can attain peace of your mind. So, health, as everyone knows, is not only physical health, but physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual health. So, all this together constitutes health. So, today we'll talk about this only movement is meditation. So, first of all, let us know what do you mean by movement. So, if you say movement is an action or gati, as you say in Sanskrit, it is a gati that, or it is a motion. And when you say Ayurveda, Ayurveda explains 20 guna or properties or abilities in all the things that you do. And these abilities help any action to be performed. So when we talk about movement, it has a chala gun. Now chala gun means being active, or it is something that is continuously in motion. And so it is unstable. So movement is action or gati. And then what is meditation? Meditation is dhyan or concentrating on self, concentrating on certain point that gives you stability, that calms you down, relaxes you, and helps you to attain the balance. Now, if you talk about meditation and talk about guna, it has sthira guna. Sthira is stable, so it gives you stability. Movement gives you action or chala guna, and meditation gives you stability or sthira guna. Now, when we say movement and meditation, what is the purpose of this both, movement and meditation? The ultimate purpose is healthy long life. Again, health is physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. You should be healthy in all aspects of your life. And only then the long life will have some meaning. Otherwise, it could be just like sitting ideal or vegetable and having a long life. Doesn't make sense. So, movement and meditation both has the purpose of a healthy long life. But if you say, as I said, movement has chala gun and meditation gives you sthira gun. Now, these two gun, if you say, they are exactly opposite of each other. And then if you say chala gun is of Vata dosh, there are three doshas in our body, and Vata dosh has a chala gun. Your Raja gun, like mental gun, which we have, spiritual gun, Raja gun is of chala gun. Then Vata dosha is of chala gun, whereas sthira gun, Kapha is of sthira gun. Or you can say sattva gun is of sthira gun. Now, when these two opposite gun, completely opposite gun, come together, how can it? The question obviously arises: how can it give you a stability? Because both of them will be fighting with each other. Both of them will be colliding with each other. In that case, if you have to know how can a movement give you stability. So what it is, any movement you do, if you do it randomly, it is going to result into vague actions. For example, if I throw a ball randomly, it may hit a wall, it may hit a flower vase and it may break it, or it may keep on bouncing, it may hit someone. But if I aim at a particular target and throw that ball, it will hit the target only and serve the purpose. Similarly, if these movements are controlled or regulated or fine tuned, then you can attain the stability. And this is how any organized movement can give you stability. So, if you fine tune these movements of your body, because we are into action continuously, even if you're sitting stable, even if you're sitting ideal, your mind is, working, and there, and thus it is into motion, or thus it is into movement. Your body is working internally, and so you are into movement all the time of, like, throughout the life. And so if you are able to fine tune these movements, you can be one with the nature's rhythm. And so following organized movements of the body, both externally and internally. Now, some of you might get confused what is internal movement, because we keep on moving, we keep on doing things. We have no control over internal things, but there is a movement going on. And so we'll learn today how can we organize this internal movement. And it is important to normalize Vata dosha. Obviously, now there again can raise a question that why Vata dosha? When your body constitutes of all the three doshas, seven dhatu and three mala, why do we have to target Vata dosha? The reason being, Ayurveda or overall in nature, Vat is a controlling power or a governing power through the universe. If you check on in Charak Samhita, it is, or any spiritual text as such, you'll find that Vat is something, Vata dosh or Vayu is something which governs the thing, which keeps the entire universe in the, in the correct rhythm or correct movement. So if you see Sharanga Saita, it says Pittam Pangu, Kafam Pangu, Kafaha Pangu. Pangu means lame. These dosha, Pitta and Kapha, or the Dhatu and Mala in our body cannot perform anything. They would be there, they would be present there, they have all their gun, but they can't come into action unless Vayu or Vata dosh gives them the inertia or gives them the force. It is the thing which gives the motion or transports all these dosh dhatu throughout the body or brings them into action. Imagine if you have, like, there is a heart in your body, and it constitutes of all rakta dhatu, all the tissues, muscles, fibers, vessels, everything, but it cannot beat. Would it make sense? Or you are entirely a human person, like human, but you cannot inhale or exhale. Would it make sense? No. So it is the Vayu which keeps the heart beating. It is the Vayu which keeps the intestines moving. It is the Vayu which helps you respire or breathe. So Vayu is something which needs to be controlled. And so Ayurveda also mentions, if, treating Vata dosh is half the treatment. So if you are able to treat Vata dosh, half of your treatment is done in any scenario. So again, we see what are the main functions of Vayu or Vata dosha. It is Utsaha, that is to give energy. Uchvas and Ishvas is breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Any slightest movement in your body is always governed by Vata. It cannot happen that Vata is not present and you can do any movement. And it also simultaneously maintains the balance of all dosh, dhatu, all dosh, dhatus and mal. That is samyagatyacha dhatu nam. Akshanam patavenacha. Aksha is indriya. It also controls or governs your sensory organs. Sensory organs. So the way you hear, the way you see anything, the way you are able to taste anything, all these slightest things are governed by Vata dosh. So it is very important that if you have to attain stability, your Vata dosh should be in a normal state. Now, when I said there are external movements and internal movements, so we'll, like, today we have a limited time, so like we can talk about this for hours together. But just for today's session, I'll give you some examples and explain the session considering the time. So when we say external movements and internal movements, everybody is aware of external movements. Walking, the way we walk, sit, dance, work posture, and everything. And internal movements. Internal movements is what? Well, what I said, like you might get confused. It is the dosha movement or doshic clock, circadian cycle, the one which goes around, goes into our body every day. Then there's a seasonal clock. There is Vega. Vega is natural urges. There are urges which keep on emerging in our body. Like you have to go for motions, or you have to go for attend the nature call is urine call, or you have a cough, you feel hunger. All these are Vega or natural urges. Then there is Agni. Agni governs the body with the help of Vayu. So it helps in conversion, it helps in metabolism, it helps in growth or destruction of certain cells. All these movements are internally and which is necessary to, like these movements should be in cycle throughout the life. Then there is movement of sleep, that is Nidra, and five other and the movement of five Vayu. So Vata is classified into five types. We'll see that later. But these are the some of the internal movements. So another thing is, what are the factors that govern or that maintain this internal. So factors governing the movements of the body are like speed, time, and direction. So it depends. Suppose, for example, if you're eating something, so what time are you doing a particular action? How long do you take for this action? How are you doing the action? When do you do before do you do this action particularly before eating, after eating, before sleeping, after sleeping? How long do you take for it? Speed. How do you do it? You do it fast or you do it slow? What is the speed? So, for example, if you're walking in the morning for the morning hours, if you are taking a brisk walk, that is beneficial. But if you're taking the same brisk walk after meals, that is not good for your health. So this is important. Time and speed is important with respect what action you are doing. Again, direction. So for example, if you're working, are you leaning too much, or are you not leaning sidewards, or are you not sitting straight? Whatever you're doing, you are moving too fast. All these factors affect any of your movements. So as I mentioned, external movements. If we have to talk about external movements, we'll just take few examples. For example, during work, it is known as work posture, or there's something known as ergonomics. Ergonomics is related to your posture. So, so the way you stand, way you sit, way you keep your place your hand, all these comes under ergonomics. Now we all come from a different work culture, work style. So some of you must be having a sedentary lifestyle. Others may be having a standing like they need to stand for a long time. Or certain people, they have to be completely into movements throughout the day. For example, they are lifting something, they are moving something, or they are changing something. They're continuously running here and there for their work, whatever it may be. So depending upon the work posture, depending upon the style of your working, you have to maintain your movements. So for example, like I see many patients who are into IT, or who have a desk job, uh, and have a sedentary lifestyle. Most of them have a neck pain, back pain, or if they're standing too much, they have knee pains, or there's a like they stand on one side, they limp on one side just to be comfortable. Whenever people are sitting, they'll sit like this, or place the wrist in this posture at the end of the table. And this leads to, this is the wrong posture, and this is the wrong movement they keep on doing with the mouse, clicking of the mouse. And then they have pain at the wrist. Then you have lifestyle symptoms like tennis elbow, or then a sprain in the neck or something. So it is also important that how long are you there in that particular position, and what is for example, again, direction. What is the screen to eye level, or how you're sitting? All these accounts to work posture. In this case, what you can suggest is, or what you can do is, you can take breaks, you can stretch a little during your work. So like if you have a sedentary life, you can stretch a little, or you can take breaks. If you have specific movements, you can rest for few minutes, and then breathe slowly. At the end of the day, you can also give yourself a good oil massage. Now, why oil massage? Because oil massage helps to pacify Vata. It helps to normalize your Vata and also strengthen your body. It also balances the body doshas. So, with work posture, these are the things where you can perform. Again, when you're eating, another external movement is when you're eating. So this also matters ki what time are you eating. So considering our biological clock, considering our body, there is a dominance of each dosh throughout your life, throughout a day, or throughout the season, during a particular time of the day, particular time of the age, particular time of the night, everything. So considering this, your meal times are important. Your cooking time is also important. Like, how have you cooked the food? For how long have you cooked the food? Is it cooked on, a high flame, or it is cooked very fast, or it is cooked very slow? Whatever it is. So this is important. If the food is packaged or it is processed, all these matter when you are eating. Similarly, like if I ask, I see many patients, and if I ask them, how do they eat? So many of the time it is they either chew it very fast, or they some kids they have the habit to eat very slowly. Again, the speed matters, because many of the time they sit properly and eat the food, or sometimes in the work culture or anything, most of the people prefer eating food standing, or they have one meal tiffin and they just gulp it down. Or when I have to leave to the office, somebody will take a roll of roti and just put it in the mouth and just run for the work. So all these things affect your digestion, affect your agni, and ultimately affect your dosh. And this unorganized movement of the body affects your health. So in that case, even if while you're eating, you are either watching a movie, or you are laughing aloud, or you're talking too much, or you cannot control your emotions like anger or frustration, or you are very sad, anything of these are movements in their form, and it affects your digestion, it affects your health. So it is very important, whenever you are eating, you have to sit patiently, you have to make time for your eating and follow mindful eating practices. Ayurveda suggests a charya or a routine. Now charya is a routine, it is a code of conduct, it is a set of rules given to each and everything you do in your day to day life. So, Ahar Charya, there are 10 dietary rules suggested by Ayurveda. If you follow them, surely you will have best of your digestion, you will have your doshas dosha in balance, and ultimately health. Next external movement is exercise. Again, many of us practice exercise in various forms. Some might resort to, yoga. Some might resort to heavy workouts, Pilates, or anything. Walking, running, everything. But it is important that what time do you perform your exercise? So when I ask patients, many of the time it is like if they are typical homemakers, the women say everybody goes out by 11, 12, and then I'm free for like I have time for myself, and then I'll work. I usually go for the workout. So they might go for in the afternoon for the since the convenience of time. uh, People who are into work, if they don't they have early meetings, early office, then they usually resort to working out in the evening, and then occurs the imbalance. So the ideal time for any workout is in the morning. The morning, during morning or the early morning, it is the time of the kapha dominant. So if you practice your exercise during that time, it helps to balance out that kapha dosh, and also relaxes your body, energizes your body. But the same exercise, if you do in the late night, or like say in the evening, late evening, then what happens is it increases Vata dosh. And when Vata dosh increases, it again affects your sleep cycle. So it may not occur in a single day, but if you keep on practicing this for a long time, it will surely affect your sleep cycles, or it will lead to increase in Vata. Okay. So again, what kind? So this was the way you exercise, time. Then speed. Speed is how do you exercise? Is it a heavy workout, vigorous workout, or light workout? So depending upon age, depending upon sex, depending upon the time of the season, it is important that you manipulate your exercise method. So it can't happen that a 10-year-old kid will try to lift 100 kgs of weight. So this would be excessive for him. But and similarly, a 95-year lady can't go running early in the morning for 10 kilometers. So depending upon age, it is important that you manage your exercise, okay, and the time of exercise. Also, depending upon the season. So, or if it is winters, it is the best season to exercise. But if it is during summers, it is advisable to exercise in a a less amount of exercise. So what Ayurveda says, I would always suggest that Ardha Shakti Vyayam. So you should always exercise like of the half of your capacity. So when you have sweat in your armpits or on your forehead, then it is a time you should stop your exercise. Again, while performing any exercise, it is very important that you maintain the correct posture. So if you are doing any asana, it is important that you follow the correct steps. Otherwise, again, you can end up having a cramp, you can end up having a sprain or something, or an injury. So it is important when and how you exercise. Then again, as I mentioned, you should always exercise in the morning, and only you should exercise only after assessing your strength and stamina according to your age, according to the time of the day, and according to the season. Okay, and finally, go slow and follow the correct posture is the key. Now, this is about external movements. Now, when we talk about internal movements, as I mentioned, there are internal movements going in our body continuously. So now this is a picture of the circadian cycle or biological clock, the Ayurvedic dosha clock. So if you see in this image, morning 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and evening 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. is the time of kapha dosh. So this is the time when kapha dosh is at its peak. So, if you are able to neutralize this kapha dosh or bring it into the balance, that will lead to your health. So, it is suggested that you eat in small quantity, you exercise at this time of the day, or you make the preparation, because kapha dosh is something which is going to give you stability. So, you can organize things, whatever things you have to do in your day, you can organize it during this time. Similarly, in the evening, this kapha is very important for sleep or to relax your body. So it is important that you slow down your process, slow down your activities in during this time. And that is the reason you don't have to exercise in this time. So you have to slow down and you have to prepare for your sleep and relax in this time. Similarly, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the day and 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. In the midnight is the dominant of Pitta dosh. And Pitta dosh is related to Agni. So it is related to digestion. So it is always advisable that you have your meals between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the morning, like in the daytime. Again, Pitta dosh is something which gives you energy, which enhances you with intelligence, with decision making. And so it is the time you organize or plan your things or bring your activities into action. It is the time you have to work, you have to take decisions in the daytime. Similarly, in the night time, it is the time when you enter deep sleep. So it is before 10 that you have to go into sleep and sleep, complete your, this is the time when, which gives your body and mind, most of the relaxation. So you should be in the bed by before or by 10 at least in the morning, in the night, sorry. Then again 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the day and evening, night, like 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. is the time of Vata, which gives you the movements. And so during this time of the day, you have you still are into the action, you have to perform all those things, you have to perform all the activities, and then slowly slow down by 6 p.m. And similarly, in the night time, in the, I would say, early morning time, that comes as Brahma Muhurta. This is the time that your sleep starts reducing post 4 a.m. And 4 a.m. around is the Brahma Muhurta, when you should wake up, when you should bring your body, organs into action after the relaxation. So you meditate, you chant mantras, or you just, go for your, attend your nature calls of motion and urine, and then start gaining the momentum in the body. So this is how the movement in your internal movement or dosha movement occurs in your body. So this, according to the dominance of dosh, you have to plan your daily routine if you have to be perfectly into your health. Similar lies with the season clock. So season, according to season, um like suppose if you take Varsha Rutu, which is currently going on, in this is the time when Vata dosh is at its best, or like in its, sorry, is in its peak. And so if we have to normalize the doshas, it is important that you resort to panchakarma therapy like basti during this season, so that the Vata dosh in the body is balanced, and this can prevent any further Vata disorders occurring in your body. Now, then comes the Vega, or the natural urges which I mentioned. So, natural urges are again of two types: Dharaniya and Adharaniya. Dharaniya means which you should control, or which you should suppress, or which should be in your control and you shouldn't succumb to them. And Adharaniya Vega or urges are the natural urges which you should always attend to. You should never suppress or forcibly initiate these urges. Okay, so Dharaniya Veg, as if you say, that is the vague or urges which should be controlled, can be anger, greed, fear, you're talking, bitching about something, or someone, or bringing someone into fight. All these are Dharaniya Veg, which you should keep in control. And the Adharaniya Veg, Ayurveda mentions 13 Adharaniya Veg, which includes passing of motion stools, then passing of gases, that's flatus, your burps, coughing, vomiting, your urge of hunger or thirst. All these 13 wakes are important. Not to mention, sleep is also a natural urge which should be attended at the time. Okay, so all these dharaniya and adharaniya wakes are important. And why are they important? Because if you suppress the adharaniya way, or if you forcibly initiate the adharaniya way, or you are unable to control the dharaniya way, that the way which should be controlled, then it leads to severe vat imbalance, or imbalance of vat doshas into your body, and which results in major health issues. Now, it won't happen that I suppress the urge of hunger or sleep for a single day and things will occur. No. If you keep on doing it for a considerable time, then this may have serious health implications on your body. I'll just give you certain examples of this Dharaniya way. So if you see the if you hold the like, there may be any reasons, there may be social pressure, or it would be mannerism, etiquette, that we tend to hold these urges. So if you are holding the urge of birth, then it can lead to increase in vat, imbalance in vat, which can lead to constipation, chest tightness or chest pain, then tremors in your body for long term, bloating, recurrent coughing, or hiccups. And hiccups is not like, there are various types of hiccup which can also lead to death as such. Then mala, that is urge to pass motions or feces, stools. Then if you are continuously holding this urge, it can lead to bloating, abdominal pain, headache, chest pain, or cardiac pain. It can also impact on your digestion, and this can lead to nausea, vomiting, aversion towards food, fatigue. And this holding urge of motions can also impair your vision for long term. That can also lead to diminished vision, or visual problems. Again, same thing lies with these are the most common urges which are being held by the people, and so I've mentioned this. The urge to hold urination can lead to formation of calculus, that is urinary stones, abdominal pain, genital pain, bloating, body ache, and so on. Okay, I'm not able to move this. Yes. Um, then if you are too much into, if you're holding your sleeve, then that can cause you headache, heaviness in the heaviness of the head, fatigue, weakness, and so on. Then comes the if you are holding hunger, again this can impact on your digestion, it can impact on your vision, it can impact on your it can cause emaciation or weight loss and weakness in your body. And so all these vague or all these natural urges are very important, and you should always attend these natural urges on time. because as I mentioned, it can lead to Vata imbalance. It can have severe effects on your entire body, including your vital organs like your kidneys, your heart, or your overall digestive system. And not to forget that your indriyas. And if these damage occurs in your body, mind it takes very long time to recover back, or it needs a long term treatment. Coming back to now, as I mentioned, Vayu or Vata dosh is classified into five types for the convenience. And each of this Vayu has their own gati or direction in which they act. So I think you must be aware of these names of Vayu: Prana, Vayu, Udan Vayu, Saman Vayu, Apan Vayu, and Vyan Vayu. So what is the function of Prana Vayu? Anything which has to get into the body. Like if you are eating something, you have to swallow something, you have to breathe in the air, you have to drink water, then it is the pranavayu who is working, and so it has a downward direction. So this is the movement of vayu. And if you are playing with this, then like if you are uh, if any disturbance is caused in this vayu pran vayu movement of the pran vayu, it can lead to difficulty in swallowing, or you can have a reflex, cough reflex, or there would be difficulty in eating something, or breathing problems. All this can be due to improper movement of vayu. Then there is udan vayu. Udan is situated in, like, has its dominance in chest. So it is the vayu which gives you a force, which gives you energy. So, and it has the upward movement. So when you're speaking, when you're talking, you can feel that the your voice comes from within. So this is the strength of speaking which is given by Udan Vayu. Then if you're lifting something, you're pushing something, all the activities which include movements, it is due to Udan Vayu, and the gati of Udan Vayu is upwards. So whenever the Prana Vayu which is going downwards and Udan Vayu which is coming upwards, they clash with each other or collide with each other, it results in conditions like cough. Kasavani. So you have cough problems, you have breathing problems, you have swallowing problems. If these two vayu are not in their own movements, then saman vayu is around the agni. It kindles the digestive fire. It gives the strength to the digestive fire and it helps in digestion. Then apan vayu is situated in the lower abdomen. So the passing of gases, the passing of your stools, urine, menstruation, delivery of like labor pain, everything or walking is governed by apan vayu. And so if this apan vayu is not in its right movement, that is downwards, it can lead to constipation, difficulty in fecation, or bloating, everything. Then vyan vayu. Vyan vayu is moving throughout your body. So sarva deha chara. So this Vyan Vayu is related to your blood circulation, your respiration, your transport of your gases, transport of your dosh dhatu mal throughout the body. So now you can realize that this vata dosh and the movement of vata dosh is very essential if you have to maintain the internal humor or internal balance. So what does Ayurveda have to do? Like how can Ayurveda help you to organize these external and internal movements? The key is Charya. Charya is, as I mentioned, is a code of conduct or is a set of rules mentioned in Ayurveda for every activity you do. Even if you sleep, you wake up, you are eating something, you are reading something, you are breathing. Everything has a set of rules. Even if you are bathing, it has a set of rules. All these things are mentioned in Ayurveda, and this is known as Charya. If you are able to follow this charya, this mentioned in Ayurveda, it helps to balance your dosha. It helps to maintain levels of your dhatu. It helps you to detoxify your body, and it ultimately helps you to attain your goal of healthy long life. So ahar charya is, as we mentioned previously, ahar charya is when do you eat food, how do you eat food, what do you eat food, are you eating with your hunger, or are you eating simply because it is a time to eat? What should be there in your food? For example, you should always start with sweet food first. What we do is we have desserts in the last. So this is what is ahar charya. How should you, what should be the quantity of solids, what should be the quantity of liquids, and what space of your stomach should be left empty? This is ahar charya. Ushram Bunjayat, Tanmana Bunjit, like you have to have enough of your oil content. Everything includes or is included in Aharcharya. Again, whatever you follow throughout the day is Dinacharya. The things you follow in this with the change of season, as I mentioned, with every changing season, there is increase and decrease of the doshas, which can lead to any health condition. So to balance out these doshas, there is particular regime mentioned for each season. There are 6 rutus according to Ayurveda. Vasant, Shishir, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Hemant. So all these rutu, they have mentioned a code of conduct, and this is Rutucharya. I do understand that at times you are not able to follow it as the textbook types, but then you can either modify certain things and add on some things which can help you negate the side effects of all these things. And this is what Charya Ayurveda also does. This is Charya Ayurveda works to create awareness among people, awareness about health and lifestyle. Then Swapnacharya is about sleep, Pragasvalacharya is related to menstruation, Vyayam Niyam or Vyayam Charya, we have already discussed it during exercise. Then there is something known as Panchakarma therapies or the detoxification therapies. Now, these are 5 therapies, namely Vaman, Virechan, Nasya, Basti, and Raktamoksha. All these therapies help you to detoxify your body and regenerate your doshas or regenerate your health or tissues. Then Rasayan is again a special part of Ayurveda. Rasayan therapy or Rasayan treatment, Rasayan medicines, a simple milk and ghee can be a good Rasayan if taken on every day. These Rasayan therapies or Rasayan medicines help to regenerate, revitalize, and replenish your cells, your body every day. So it is very important you follow all this Charya and include any of the Rasayan depending upon your age, the place where you stay, your health conditions after consulting a doctor. So again, Rasayan treatment is very important. So if you follow all these things, you surely will have all the organized movements, not only externally but also internally, and will help to you to have healthy long life. So again, I would say, as already Shivani has mentioned, we have a Charya Ayurveda score. There is a questionnaire of certain questions depending upon all the daily activities you do, wherein you can assess what kind of lifestyle you are living or what kind of action you are doing and where it can lead you to. It can predict what these activities or your lifestyle can take you to. And also at the same time, after you submit the questionnaire, you submit the details, you get a feedback from the side, from our side, wherein we suggest you certain minor changes which you can implement and which are doable on a daily basis, which will help you to improve your health. Okay, so you can definitely go for this Know Your Charya. These are products which are again related to lifestyle.